Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to learn how to make our own color wheel. Here is a nice professional one that you can find on the stores and on Amazon. And it's really cool because you can see all the colors going around it, and it even has these little cellophane pieces. So you know what would happen if you were to add yellow to blue. You would get green. Today we're going to need a couple of different supplies to make our color wheel. We'll need about 1 to 2 pieces of paper, so that way we can make the top layer, like this little spinning piece here, and the one underneath that has the colors. I have a little guide for you to help you separate your colors, and even show you where to draw some lines for the cutout to include our cellophane. You can use a ruler, or you can even use the straight edge of another piece of paper or a book. And this one I cut off at the bottom of a Bristol piece of paper. Any straight edge would do. Here is colored cellophane. I've got red, blue, and yellow because we're going to make a very nice, simple color wheel. We will need a bowl of some kind. We're going to use both the top and the bottom of it. Of course, we're going to need our pencil, eraser, and scissors. Some kind of tape to tape the cellophane on the back of. And finally, our markers, a Sharpie to do the outside edge and the dividing lines, and our colors to make our color wheel. So let's get started. Take one sheet of paper, grab your pencil, and grab your bowl. If you're able to fit both of the top and the bottom on one sheet of paper, that would be great. This paper is a little smaller, so I'm going to need two. I start first by flipping my bowl upside down, take my pencil, and just trace around the outside. This is going to help give us a nice, clean looking circle. Just like that. Then for the other side, either use the rest of the space on your paper, or you can pull out a second piece of paper like this. And then I just hold the bowl normally, and I trace the underside of the bowl. If your bowl is not perfect on the inner circle, the one that's smaller, that's okay. This one I think has a bit of texture, so it might not be as perfectly round. From here, we're going to cut out our circles. So go ahead and grab your scissors and start cutting. After you cut out your first circle, if it's not exactly perfect, that's all right. You can just cut it as close to being rounded as you want. You can trim some of the edges down, but I wouldn't go too crazy. Just do the best that you can do. Next, we got to cut out the main circle. This is the one that we're going to put all of our color on. So go ahead and get started on that. There we go. Now we have our big circle. And again, if it's not perfectly circular, that is okay. From here, we are going to take our guide. That was this piece of paper that's going to show us again where we're going to divide our lines. First, let's take our big circle. Place it up against the guide and match it up the best as you can. We'll take our ruler, or you could take any kind of straight edge, and line it up from one diagonal line on the edge here to the other. This is going to help create as even of a line as we can on our drawing. Make sure that your circle that you just cut out is as lined up as it can possibly be. Again, it will not be perfect. That's all right. And there you go. See, I already have a line started. So you continue from there. The line going down here and the one going across. Now our circle should be fairly evenly spaced out between where we're going to put down our colors. Let's move on to the small circle. Take your small circle and again, just place it as closely in the center as you can. If it does not match up, that is totally okay. Now we're going to use these little lines that are going across. This is the complementary color line. That's going to help guide us when we're looking for our complementary colors later. Line up your circle, take your ruler, and measure it across, matching up the lines on the edge. Simple as that. Next, we're going to do the cutout of the triangles. This is where we'll cut out the space and tape our cellophane to the back of this circle. Take your little inner wheel, line it up as best you can, and if you can see some of the black through the paper, you could even just trace it right like that. If you can't, I have these lines here so you can still mark the edge of where we're going to cut. And you can take your ruler and just make as close to a triangular shape as you can on your triangle. And there we go. We got pretty much all of our lines outlined at this point. If you do not have perfect little shapes, that's okay. Just try to make them as close as you can based on the guide. Now I'm going to take my Sharpie and I am going to outline these lines in the center. Next, we are going to draw a complementary line going across our inner circle. You don't need to outline these triangles. That's just so we know where to cut. I'm not going to go all the way across from the start to finish. I'm just going to do a partial line because I want to be able to put my arrowheads in there. Just like that. And then I'm going to add the tips of the arrows. So we know that when we take it to the color wheel, which one would be the complementary color. Now you can take an eraser and you can erase any lines that are still left over from your original drawing. I have left the pencil drawing of where I'm going to cut out. Again, you don't want to erase those, you don't want to outline those, that's just so we know where to cut. It's time to get to coloring, so go ahead and pull out your markers. We're going to need red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. We are just going to do 6 of the colors, just the primary and the secondary colors on the wheel. I'm going to start with red. And first, let me show you how we're going to color in our circles. When you go and color, if you can see here, I have done this quick scribbly line. You can see how some of this is coming through a little rougher. It does not fill the page. So when you color in, make sure that you go slowly across your coloring. This is going to make sure that the ink has time to come from the marker tip and fill onto the page. And you can see how much more color is coming out on this side. And it's looking very neat and it looks more filled in. That's the same marker that made this one, and it is just super scribbly and doesn't fill in nice. But if I go slowly and take my time, I can fill in the lines evenly and make a nice, smooth looking color. So go ahead and get started. We're going to start with red. And what I like to do is I like to go around the edges first on my color wheel section to help me color in the lines a little bit better. It's no big deal if you go outside of the line. Just remember, we're trying to keep all the red on this one, and then the next would be orange, the next would be yellow. So go ahead and start coloring. Now, if we take a look at my color wheel, looks, I had an accident. No big deal if your color goes a little outside of your wheel. If you could see, I have some darker lines happening in my red. That's because I went backwards a little bit. When you add ink on top of color you already put down, it could come out a little darker because it's going to have more ink on top of it. And that's why we also want to color in as smoothly as we can to avoid that line. Now it's time to go to orange. Now to try to avoid having that line show up, I'm going to take my marker across the edge slowly. And you don't want to scribble back and forth. You want to go in a smooth line across. 1, 2, 3. Go nice and slow to complete your lines. If you miss any spots like I do, you can go back and fill them in. But this will help you avoid having all those big dark lines. There we go, our color wheel just filled in. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut out these little triangles in my top layer to make way for my cellophane. Go ahead, pull out your scissors again, and go ahead and cut those triangles out. Do it the best that you can. I still have a couple of lines showing up for my pencils, so I'm going to take my eraser and go ahead and erase anything left over. Just be careful not to squish your paper like I just did. Now would be a really good time to write your name and your room number on both of these circles, if I haven't already told you already. So let me go ahead and write mine. Mrs. Smith, and write your room number underneath. And do that on the second circle too. Okay, from here, we're getting real close to finishing up with our color wheel. Let's go ahead and take our cellophane. You guys will have some pre-cut pieces. I'm going to go ahead and cut some pieces right now for the video. When we start, we're going to need 3 squares, one for yellow, one for red, one for blue. Go ahead and flip your smaller circle that we did our cutouts on the back. And you can take your tape and tape them on right now. Let me go ahead and cut up a couple pieces of tape right now. You guys can use clear tape, you can use masking tape, pretty much anything that you got at home. I right now only have masking tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my square and I'm going to line it up the best I can to fill up that triangle I made. If you want to put the square a little past where the end of your triangle is, that's okay, because we can always trim that down at the end. So go ahead and tape it down. So now I have taped down my cellophane. I can go ahead and I can flip it around, and I am going to trim off the pieces that are standing out from the circle. You can just trim it down as best as you can. Now I have taped down the cellophane. I have trimmed my cellophane. I'm going to take back my circle here, and you can use it for reference to how to spell complementary colors. I would write it across here. If you want, you could write it in pencil first to make sure it fits, because that's a big word, complementary. And if you like, you can use Sharpie to outline what you just wrote down. My Sharpie was a little thick, so my letters are a little on top of each other, but you guys should be able to see what I wrote. Once the Sharpie has dried, you could go ahead, take your eraser and erase anything that you wrote if you didn't just write it in marker to begin with. And there we go. We've finished our color wheel. When you go and hold it up, you can see how the colors will change. I lined it up so that way it was red, yellow, and blue. And if I twist it around, you can see how this blue makes purple on top of the red, and how the red makes orange on top of the yellow. So now you know when you mix your colors what they'll come out like. And over here, you can even see how this orange with the red looks more like a red orange. That's the tertiary colors, which are colors that are even in between red, orange, orange and yellow, and so on. I will be applying fasteners to the center of your circle, so that way it will be able to twirl around just like the one that I showed you in the beginning. Anyone at home, if you have fasteners, you could do that as well, or figure out any other way to line them up and poke a hole. Now we can see if we adjust our top circle, it will point between purple and yellow, which are complementary colors. And this is like a little cheat sheet. So when we continue into our activity, we'll know which one is the complementary colors when we need to fill in our activity sheet. I hope you guys had fun making this, because I thought this was a really cool tool. So bye everyone.